Hello, air signs. This is going to be your general mini cross reading for January 2022. This is an elemental air, so that means the reading is for the air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. Before I get started, there are several things I want to talk to you about. The first thing is that, yes, this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. So I would suggest that you go back and look at your elemental moon and rising sign. Of course, always check on those things, sun, moon, and rising of the people that you're involved with in your life. If you are interested in purchasing a reading, you can click on the little eye that's going to show up over here. That will take you directly over to the website. Look for tarot consultations on the main menu. You can read about method of delivery, and then I have several reading packages. But also, I never really plug my website, but I'm going to say that I think I should, because there's something that's going on astrologically, and I've got some information over there that might help you out. So I offer 3 membership levels. One is a $7 30-day non-recurring. That allows you to go in and look at the videos, to get your, your chart and your natal report. It allows you to read articles for 30 days. If after 30 days you don't want to continue, you don't have to. It's non-recurring. The other 2 levels are 6 months for $28. This is recurring. And then the 1 year for $50. This is recurring. But with the recurring membership, I made a mistake. When you get the 30-day, you don't get the natal report, you get your chart. The 6 month and 1 year, you get a chart with a natal report, okay? And so with the 6 month and 1 year membership, the 365 membership, you are able to pause and cancel that. So let's say you got to go out of town, you ain't got time to be on the website, you can pause it. Okay. The website will send you out a notification to let you know when your membership is about to expire. So please don't wait until after it's expired to try to go in and cancel it, because it's going to automatically debit your account. So go in before, it's going to expire. Make a note on your calendar if you have to. Go in, you can go to subscriptions, click on that, and from your account page, and then you can go in there and cancel it yourself, and then the recurring payment won't come. Okay, so that's first and foremost. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because there's a lot going on astrologically, and it started around December 19th. Okay, there's always something happen astrologically, but I think that there's a lot happening between now and the end of January. Venus went retrograde on December 19th, and she retrograded in the sign of Capricorn, okay? So Capricorn is about your work and your career. Venus is about your values and your value systems and your money, okay? Retrograde means things going backward. So she will be there until January 29th in retrograde. We are in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Now, let me back up, because no matter what planet is in retrograde, okay, there is a pre-shadow phase a couple of weeks before the planet goes retrograde. Then there's the actual retrograde. And then there is the post-shadow retrograde phase when the planet turns direct. Doesn't matter what planet it is. It could be Uranus. It could be Pluto. It could be whatever the case may be. Okay, so the important thing about that Venus retrograde in Capricorn is she is conjunct Pluto, power and control issues. Okay, pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Mercury actually retrogrades January 14th, and he too will be moving back into the sign of Capricorn. So now we've got Pluto there, we've got Venus retrograde, now we've got Mercury retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. This is going to be huge. Okay, then on January 2nd, we have the new moon in Capricorn. So we're going to have a moon there for a few days, okay? We're going to have, and it's definitely going to be passing over that Venus and that Pluto. Why? Because the moon is the fastest moving body. Every 2.4 days, it changes signs, right? So we have the new moon in Capricorn. Then on January 17th, we have the full moon in Cancer. And I think this is big. The reason why I'm saying that is because there is an axis. And let me turn the thing around so you can see. You had a card come out. I'm going to turn it over. Let me turn this around. You can see the wheel here. Okay, so there's an axis. Capricorn and Cancer, that's an axis. Work versus home. Okay, Gemini versus Sagittarius, that's an axis. Near versus far. All right, Aries and Libra, self versus partnership. So those are your axes, okay? And so we have a lot of planetary energy happening across the home and work sector axes with that Capricorn Cancer. Interestingly, we're also going to have a second new moon in January, on January 31st. Okay, so there are going to be 2 new moons in the month of January. All right, but the importance of the full moon in Cancer on 17 January is that this occurs one day before the nodes change sign. So for the past, nodes stay in a sign axes for 18 months, okay? And so for the past 18 months, we have had North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius. That's a whole crap about people doing the same old thing concerning COVID, trying to travel, go overseas, trying to go long distances. You've been pouring energy into trying to get someplace, and then you can't get there, okay? The nodes will change signs from North Node Gemini to South Node Sagittarius to Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node. Okay, Taurus rules your second house of finances. All right, so this is all the money that you own, earn, or owe. Scorpio rules all of the money that you have in conjunction with other people, but there's a sexual component to it. So this could be child support. It could be the insurance that you and your husband have. Maybe there's a payout insurance on your house or something. It could be inheritances from relatives, okay? It could be money that you make if you're an escort, okay? So it's always a sexual component to that money in the 8th house, which is the house of Scorpio, all right? So there's the South Node. And then we have the North Node, all right, in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus also rules the stock market. All right. So on the website, and that's the reason why I was plugging the membership, I have several articles. If you purchase a membership or if you're already a member, when you log in, go to read the blog and look up the retrograde series. That gives you all of the planets, what happens when they go in retrograde. It covers retrograde by sign, and it gives you some tips and tricks to kind of work your way through that. And then it gives you tips and tricks on what you can expect once that planet goes direct. Doesn't matter what planet it is, I got a whole series of articles there. You also need to know about the nodes. Okay, so log in, go to the look it up feature, that's the search bar. All right, type in the nodes. There are going to be several articles that come up there so you can kind of understand what that means. But also look up axes, astrological axes. That's spelled like that. So that you'll know what that opposition of those two axes means. This way, when you hear me talking about it, you'll kind of have an idea of what it is that I'm speaking to you about. Okay, and you're not like all confused. I don't know what that means. I've heard it. I don't know what it means. So you can go in there. My website is meant for you to learn some stuff. Okay. So with that being said, I want to start back to December 25th. Today's the 28th, so we're going to look back starting 3 days all the way out to the end of January, and hopefully I can tap into that energy, okay? Now, as I said, I've done some meditation and shuffling on the air glyph as well as the glyphs for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and I had a card present itself. I'm using the Radiant White deck. I do have Levita Sibila here for clarification should we need. You'll get an opportunity to wrap up with the Golden Nostradamus. The card that came out for you is the Star card. And interestingly enough, this represents Venus. There's the star of Venus, okay? The 8-pointed star. And then it represents the sign of Aquarius, okay? Venus in Aquarius. Now, the Star card is about hopes and dreams and wishes and peace and healing and being true to who you are in yourself. Know that things are okay. There's blessings and stuff with you. But for me, this card is speaking about the astrology of it all. This is one of the luminaries in the tarot. right here with the star. See that? That's where that card goes. So this to me is about the cosmology, what is actually happening in the sky. Okay. These are the other planets. There's Venus. And we know that Venus is figuring prominently right now at this time. So this is at the heart of the situation. What is the foundation, the energy of the foundation? The Page of Swords, news and messages. What is the energy of the near or distant past? The Ten of Swords. What is the energy of the unknown factor that may come in during this, between now and the end of January? It is the Judgment card. For some of you, this is a legal issue. What is the energy of the near or distant future? It is the King of Pentacles, or the Taurus male. Okay, that guy can be an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but he could also be a banker, a lender, a mortgage loan, a property owner, a business owner. There he is. Okay, what is over the entire reading, the energy of it? It is the Eight of Cups. Wow. And that's interesting because that's the only eclipsed moon in the deck. We know that we just had some eclipses. When was it? Last month? We had a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. I believe that was last month. Yes, that's correct. I don't remember the dates, but there you have it. What does the 8 say? Well, first of all, 8s are positive numbers, and they're usually numbers of money. But what they mean is that whatever stagnancy has been there, or self-doubt or self-questioning, you're now about to move through that. It's a number of rapid energy. This could be the idea that you done put up for 8 years with some crap with somebody and you just can't take it no more and you're going to leave. Okay? You're walking away. You're leaving those things behind because you are either no longer emotionally invested in them, or, right, you need something more. Okay? And that's usually what that, that's not doing it for you anymore. So, what does that leave me? It leaves me 2 court cards. Okay? And leaves me 2 major arcana. To me, that idea of the 2 court cards and the 2 major arcana is definitely speaking to me about some type of partnership. I don't care if it's friendship, romance, family, career, some type of partnership. Okay? Now, the Page of Swords is just that. He brings news. He's a student of communication. He's not afraid to get in there and ask questions. He's not afraid to get in there. If he don't know the answer, he's going to get out there and research it and find out whatever it is that he needs to know. But he can also be quite a nasty character. So sometimes this card can come across as somebody who's extremely acerbic and sarcastic, and actually speaks or says things to hurt and or wound people. But it's a mental card. It's the swords or the mental card. So that is thoughts, perceptions, belief, ideas, and communication, right? But here in the near distant past, we see this overkill. Okay? You only need 1 sword to stab somebody in the back, not 10, right? So this is overkill. This can be this idea of the darkest before the dawn. It could be an ambush-like situation where you went somewhere and somebody, they did something to you or said something to you, that just like kind of killed you. This card will also come up when it's a legal issue, especially sometimes with judgment, that says, be prepared because you may not win this. Have all your facts straight. Because you may not, it's going to cost you some money and it may not go well for you. Okay? I think the other interesting thing here is this Judgment card. It is a number 20, and broken down to the numerology, that's a 2. So I've got the 2 court cards, I've got the 2 major arcanas, I've got the number 2. And what are 2s? 2s are about choices, being at a crossroads. Tough decisions need to be made. There needs to be some kind of resolution here. The Judgment card comes in to say that, for me, first of all, that horn and announcement. in a sense, kind of like help is on the way. To me, this always reminds me of the international flag symbol of the hospital, right? If you've ever been overseas, you ain't got to even read the language. See that? You know it's a hospital somewhere nearby. Even though I know it's a religious flag, but that's how it always appears to me. And then what we see is this family unit, so to speak, man and a woman and a child being called to a new life. But the Judgment card is not just about legal issues. It is about using your judgment to make a decision. Impartial, fair, and rational decision. Without favor or sentiment. That's how judgment, when you go to court, that's how they do it. Right? Without favoritism or sentiment. So who is this King of Pentacles? As I say, this probably is somebody that some of you may be dealing with, but this could also be you. If this is there's obviously some type of financial, perhaps, component to this. So what am I going to do? I can't look at these two because traditionally they represent people. What does that leave me? It leaves me the Ten of Swords with the Star card and the Judgment. Another thing, this card, sometimes I've seen it when people have had like back surgery, or they're going to have back surgery, or they have been experiencing pain in their neck, back, and lower hip. I've seen it like that. I don't do medical readings, so please don't book one. Okay? In which case, coming across this way, this is the card of healing. Remember, I said that. Okay? Maybe there's a situation where somebody had surgery and it didn't go well, and you had to sue the hospital. And now this guy's coming up to be like, okay, yeah, we're going to pay you. Right? Then all of that energy that you've invested in this situation, you can now walk away from it because it's coming to an end. So I can look at this card as it relates to these two, and perhaps this card. So I'm going to start, though, however, with the Ten of Swords. Here it is. No, that's the Nine of Swords. Nothing about the Ten of Swords, but it does say, oh, another thing is this could be about travel by water, around water, near water, or long distance journey. See that shoreline there? Okay, and see how it's dark in the foreground and light in the background, so that's the darkest before the dawn, so to speak. But it's a 10. It tells you that it's going to be changing. It's a changing energy. I'm not sure if it was caused by this message or this person. Sometimes this will show up as a child, so it could be a message about this kid. Okay? It just tells you that whatever destructive situation you are involved in has reached a climax, and in the near future you'll think about it more clearly. It may be implying that a job or social position may be in jeopardy. It may even suggest a separation or severance of ties with a relationship. And that's what I'm saying. Like this, to me, that's what this is talking about. Okay? But it doesn't tell me anything next to these two cards. So let me see if I can go to the Eight of Cups to see if there's any information. There is nothing here about the Eight of Cups. So what am I going to do? I'm going to give you... because if it were me, or not if it were me, what I'm being told is that this is going to be the most important card. And that's that Pluto energy. Venus and Pluto. Usually when you see those two things, it's all control issues surrounding a relationship, whether it's about finances, whether it's about sex, whether it's about the way you look. Okay? Now, the Judgment. And the Judgment is not a scary card, and I don't want you to think. When the Judgment card appears, there's a focus on change and new developments. It indicates that it is important to deal with matters that have been previously put aside in order to advance to new successes. Judgment asks that you self-assess your life and lifestyle. It may be a positive appraisal, and there is an acceptance of the past and a sense of satisfaction and achievement, where the future can be faced without fear or trepidation. It tells you of renewal. It speaks of renewal, which brings promotions and improvements. So concentrate on goal setting, using knowledge gained from the past actions carefully and accurately. It will often indicate significant changes new relationships, new careers, new home and or residence, and renewal. Now, it can be indicating a legal judgment in one's favor. Okay? Just make sure you have all of your facts straight. Okay? That's right. Because I've seen it show sometimes when you got to be a witness in court. Because I wanted to tell you something about that Ten of Swords. I didn't give you all of the information about the Ten of Swords. It may be implying that a legal issue looms large. It may also be telling of the conclusion of something that has caused a great deal of pain and anguish in the near past, whether it be in a relationship or business situation. The Ten of Swords implies that the crisis point has been reached and things will now be resolved and will improve all around. Okay? And I do sense that this is a legal issue. And so, to me, I want to know what this is. What is this all about? This news or this message? Okay? And let's see if the Sibilos will tell us. And then be prepared to formulate a question for the Golden Nostradamus. Here we go. Lamante, male, lover, or younger male. But this person can be a close friend as well. Donna Maritata, the married woman, and then maybe not. Or the woman with children. She doesn't necessarily have to have children. She can be a single woman. She is the Queen of Coins. And the Morte. Whatever this is news that some kind of relationship is about to end. The Morte comes to cut the situation, the cosmic scissors, and it can never ever go back to the way it was because someone has said something or done something to alter the relationship forever. So if this is a situation where you've been having an affair with somebody, I would say the husband knows. That's what this is. He's the spy. He knows. And that's going to create this situation, this legal issue, and this walking away. And I do get the sense that it's like 8 years. Okay? And that's the overkill. That's what this is. But the Morte also brings new conditions. It speaks of starting over, but you're going to be starting over under different circumstances. For certain. That's quite clear. Formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. That is interesting. Yes, he knows. He found out. Number 29. That's like the Fool card. He has a funny meaning. So, whether you are male, female, whether this is same-sex or heterosexual relationship, whomever's going to take the role of the male, whomever's going to take the role of the female. But again, this could be as a female, single, striking out on your own. This could be you as well. So please don't have it confused. This is definitely speaking of some type of relationship here. Okay? Because this card says, I want you to pay attention. When on his face he wears a frown, he cannot pretend to be a clown. An event is coming that you have been dreading for some time. But do not worry. This occurrence will bring you good luck, good news, and renewed energies. So this is the type of situation like if you've been wanting to get a divorce, okay, because you've just been tired of it, you get to walk away. And maybe for you, that's the good news. Okay? Maybe for him, that's the good news. All right? That's quite interesting. All right, so that's what I have for you. Air signs for January 2022. I do hope those messages helped you. Again, if you want to book a reading, you can do so by clicking the I over there and going to tarot consultations when you reach the website. So until then, be well, stay safe, and namaste.